Mic check, one, two. Mic check, 1, 2. Hello. Is my mic working today? I hope so, because the last 2 days my audio's been messed up. Anyway, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to hashtag TNT JoeFi. That stands for Tech News that Jerome Ortega finds interesting. I am your host, Jerome Ortega. How's it going, guys? Happy Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? Why is my happy Wednesday, I think? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Today is July 1st. So new month, new start. I updated my intro. So hopefully I got everybody that I was supposed to get on there. I actually looked at paying members, and there are a couple people who I have not yet invited on my Discord, and I need to do that. So I need to touch base with, I believe, Ruben and Levin. So because they are higher tier members, so I wanted to invite them to my private Discord. If they are in here, I will talk to them in a second. Anyway, welcome everybody. How's it going? Hopefully everyone's doing well today. It is a very humid day here in Chicago. Hopefully it is not too crazy wherever you're at. And also good afternoon to everyone here in the US. Good morning or good evening to everyone else around the world. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, all of those good things. Let me say hi to everybody in the chat. Y was the first in here. Hi, Y. How's it going? I always feel like I say the same thing to you every time. Y. Nice to have you on the stream again. Gilio Jax, I saw, was here earlier as well. Sweet, I'm not working and can actually watch live. Gilio Jax, thank you so much for joining the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. Glad you can make it. Marcus A, what's up? Hey, what's going on, Marcus? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Essential workers can get a Galaxy S20 128 gigabyte unlocked for $500. That's an awesome deal. If you have been on the front line and need a new phone, that's pretty great. That's wonderful. I'm glad to see that. Do you have to go anywhere specific for that, or can you just go on Samsung's website, Samsung Mobile's website, and get that? Thank you for sharing that. Please, if there's any other info that people need, if for anyone that's looking for a phone for $500 for an essential worker, that's such a great deal. Marcus, thank you for sharing that. Please, if you have any other details on that, please feel free to share. But Marcus, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you, man. Thank you for sharing that info. I had no idea. I don't even know if that came up on my feed at all. You would think that would be something that people would talk about for tech news. Hmm. I'll make a note of that, though. Brian is in here as well. Hey, everyone. Thanks for dropping by. Brian, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. And Brian also with the dollar super chat. Brian, thank you so much, man. Brian with his continued support, 80 something, if not more, super chats in a row. Brian, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support. Appreciate it. Also appreciate you with the moderating and just taking care of everybody in the stream. Thank you so much. All right. Let me see here. Team Verizon here simultaneously tuning in while working on content. Hi, everyone. Looking forward to the show. Team Verizon, what's going on, man? Hopefully work isn't too stressful. I know how it can be sometimes working on content. Team Verizon, thank you for joining, man. Appreciate you stopping by as well. Techtonik says, I see it. What do you see, Techtonik? I see it too. Techtonik, welcome. How's it going? Brian says, driving into NYC now. Hold that stream down, fam. Yes, please. For everybody, just do what you're do what you're doing. Most of the stream is pretty civil, so I don't think it's that rowdy. All right, Ruben is in here as well. Are still in NYC. What's up, party people? What's going on, Leo? What's up, Android stud? Ruben, what's going on, man? How's it going? Appreciate you stopping by. Tectonic saying, do not perish, be safe. Marcus A says, yeah, you can find the info for the Samsung deal in their US website. I am actually going to make a note of that and share that info as well. So Marcus, thank you so much for sharing that. Deepak Murthy is in here as well. Hey, Jerome, what's going on, Deepak? How's it going, man? Glad you could make it to the stream. Really quick, guys. I am, what am I trying to say? I am actually going to be streaming tonight again, not on this channel, but on a different channel. It's a new channel that my news organization has created, where it's going to be a different suite of hosts doing their own thing, and I'm going to be doing my own tech show on there as well. It's going to be a little different than what I'm doing here. It'll be a very, very similar format, but I will be kind of going out of the scope when it comes to just more than phones. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to be streaming tonight at 8 p.m. Central. Actually, I should have put the channel name here. Let me create that really quick. So if you are curious, you can check out the new channel. And I'm going to be doing it on Wednesdays. Maybe Wednesdays at 8 p.m. That might be what I'm planning on. And then another day in the week. And I have not figured out what day yet, but you can go to youtube.com/HLMV2. Stands for Hard Lens Media. That's what our news organization was originally called, and we're just calling it HLM V2. But I will be streaming tonight, I believe, at 8 p.m. Central. So if you guys are up or whatever, please feel free to stop by. I'm actually going to be talking about Huawei. I think that's going to be one of the big things I'm going to talk about, and the whole ban with the US, and I think what was the other company that just got hit? ZTE, and maybe kind of go in depth with that. One of the reasons I actually want to talk about Huawei, and I'm going to save more of that talk for later. But the reason I want to talk about it is how it's affecting Huawei and what Huawei is going to do now to try to keep their heads afloat. And just an FYI, guys. One of the reasons I do want to talk about Huawei is, and I will share it here. If you are looking at this right now, if you guys were not here in the chat yesterday, a lot of you guys ended up donating super chats, and you were calling it the P40 Pro Plus Fund. If you guys can see here, I purchased this phone yesterday. No, not yesterday, today, this morning. I ended up buying a P40 Pro Plus today for 1040 pounds. Right? Pounds. Am I saying that right? Yeah. And I forgot what that translates to, but it charged my credit card already. And so I wanted to talk about this, but I will kind of go in depth with this on the other channel. Uh, it's something that I will talk about here as well, but I wanted to dig into the whole Huawei thing. But when I get this phone, I will be trying to use this phone without Google services for who knows how long, probably longer than a week. I was actually thinking of using this for a month without any Google services, meaning no Google Maps, no YouTube, and maybe just using the Chrome browser. I can't even use Chrome. A browser. I haven't even figured it out yet, but I did buy that phone. I've been talking about it for a while. It was just a matter of time before I got it, and I ended up buying it. So you guys will get camera comparisons out of that. You will get to see a lot of what's going on with that, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah. So if you have a chance, I will kind of dig down into that later on the stream tonight. Again, if you are looking for that, you can go to youtube.com/HLMV2 tonight at 8 p.m. Central is most likely when I'm going to be streaming. But I can, I will probably reiterate a lot of what I learn reading about Huawei in the US and what's going on with that, and kind of share with you tomorrow as well, because I'm sure I'll have more insight about it then. Anyway, let me get back into chat here. Deepak says, I just came from the beach after days of hard work. That must be nice. Hopefully it was fun. Hopefully the weather is good there. I don't know what the weather is like in Italy. I'm sure it's great. So, Levin says, I will definitely be watching. Levin, welcome to the stream, man. Hey, Levin, I meant to touch base with you. Actually, Ruben as well. I think Ruben and Levin, I need to get your info. If you guys can either email me at hello@jeromeortega.com or DM me on Instagram. I think both of you are Predator members, and I don't think you guys have access to my private Discord. It's not the most exciting in there. I need to really amp up what's going on in there, but please give me your info and I can give you a link to the private Discord so you guys can chat with me and everyone else in there. There are a lot of members in there, and I know there needs to be more activity. I don't know why there isn't. Anyway, please get in touch with me and we can touch base. Yeah. So moving on. Why saying, could you tell me what time it is currently in Central Time, Jerome? It is 2 p.m., 2:13 p.m. So 6 hours from now, I will be streaming again on that other channel. That other channel is going to have a whole different, again, like a whole slew of different hosts talking about different things. This is going to be just me on there, and I'm going to be doing exactly what I'm doing here right now, except I will be talking more than just about phones. I'll be talking about other pieces of tech, but I do want to really talk about Huawei and the US, and I guess the whole situation that's going on with that, because I don't know a lot about it, and that's why I want to do a little research beforehand and really just be like, hey, why is Huawei being the one, being picked on? Are they really the ones that are doing the wrong thing here out of all the other companies? Because it really doesn't seem like it, or at least from what I've read or what I've seen. But I'll discuss that a little later, and I think that would be a really good conversation to have. Might be a good way to start off a new show anyway. So I see Deepak Yadav is in here as well. Deepak, how's it going, man? Nice to see you again. India is too planning to ban Huawei to let it set up 5G in India. So that's something I actually want to talk about as well, is everything going on with India and China right now. These two countries are at it, and there was an article yesterday that India was banning over 50 different Chinese apps, and I might discuss that as well later tonight. It's a whole political thing, and I try not to put the politics in here too much. You will hear me whine and moan about big corporations and all that kind of stuff, and I do because I feel very strongly about it. But when it comes to things like what's going on with Huawei in the US or India and China, I don't know too much about it, so it's hard for me to speak on it when I don't want to talk about things I don't know about, or at least, try to pretend that I do. So I would like to do some research and get some real world info before I start opening my mouth about it. But yeah, I've heard things are going on with all of that. Techtonik says, I'm just glad India is banning TikTok. Do you just not want to deal with TikTok? I know for a while when TikTok first came out, India initially banned it because they said that I think it was just offensive culture wise, not to India in general, but I think they just felt like the app wasn't, I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember exactly how they had phrased it, but I just felt like it wasn't beneficial for the country or anything. But I know they unbanned it at one point, and I guess now it's banned again. So yeah, Techtonik is having a very strong stance here. We should all ban TikTok and all those other apps. So I don't know too much to really, say about a lot of that, but yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. So I see Paul is in Paul says hat on equals no super chat. That's not true. Brian just super chatted. Paul, what's going on, man? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Deepak says hat off equals ton of super chats. Screw you guys. I can't even swear anymore because I'll get demonetized. So I'm like, anyway, Salwank is in here as well. Isn't India banning TikTok and all these China apps? Yep. At least from what I've heard. Max Tech Studios, how's it going, Jerome? I'm good, Max Tech. How are you? How's it going, man? Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream again. Nice to have you on here. Grant, Hump Day. Grant, what's going on? Grant, did you see this that I posted? I don't know if you were here earlier. And for anyone who's just stopping by, if you guys see this screenshot, this is a screenshot from Wanda Mobile. I actually have to thank Grant for this for sending me the link. But I ordered the Huawei P40 Pro Plus this morning. I bought it this morning, and it ended up costing me 1,040 pounds. How much is that? I didn't even calculate. I just hit buy now, put my credit card in. And yeah, that's why I was talking about Huawei earlier, because I want to dig into that. And it is something that I'm going to dig into later this evening. Again, if you guys are just coming in and you didn't see this, I'm going to talk about the Huawei P40 Pro Plus a little later tonight. I'm going to talk about that, but I want to talk about the whole issue with Huawei in the US and the whole ban and LTE and what are the real things that's happening behind it. And then just try to give you my insight on that. I won't be doing this. I won't be doing that on this channel. I'm going to be doing it on a different channel tonight. If you guys need that link, please let me know and I will put it up there again. So, oh, Jesus, I got a super chat from Ruben. Ruben with the $10 super chat. My bad, Jerome. I missed how to get in touch while I'm here at work. Don't mean to make you repeat yourself. Ruben, I don't mind. And you didn't have to send me a $10 super chat for that, but thank you. Guys, look, my hat's on and somebody sent me a $10 super chat. So no, I can still get super chats with a hat on. Ruben, if you want to grab a pen or type it down real quick, you can email me at hello, or you can email me. My email address is hello@jeromeortega.com, or you can send me a DM at Phone Jerome on Instagram. Just get in touch with me somehow so I can send you a link to my private Discord. Levin Williams, you too. Get in touch with me, please, so I can send you an invite to my private Discord. Ruben, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Again, you didn't have to do that. I appreciate it though. Thank you so much for that support. All of the super chats yesterday helped offset the cost, guys, for this Huawei P40 Pro Plus. But I assure you, when I get this P40 Pro Plus, this will be my daily driver. I am actually really excited to have a premium phone that's ceramic, that's like super heavyweight. Yes, I know it's expensive. Trust me, I understand. And I will be using this phone with no Google services, giving you guys, and I'll probably talk about it on stream. We'll probably unbox it on stream. I think that'll be fun to unbox it on stream. And then I'll be doing camera comparisons, and it's something I haven't done in a bit. And I'll be putting it to the test for, against the big hitters, right? The iPhone 11 Pro, my Pixel 4, That's all I got for the big hitters. And now I'm going to have this P40 Pro Plus. That'll be a big hitter. And if I like that phone that much, that might just start being part of my rotation because I buy every Pixel phone, I buy every iPhone that comes out, and if this P40 Pro Plus is as good as people are saying it is, I will probably buy the next one that comes out for it. Maybe. I did see though that it only has one bottom firing speaker. I was really surprised. This phone has everything crammed into this phone, but it only has one bottom firing speaker. Out of all the things to exclude, why that? I was a little confused how that was not there, but anyway, it still seems like a really, really solid phone. Big House Productions. Hey, Jerome and stream listening from work today. Big House, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Hey, I got to repeat. For anyone who's just coming in, I am streaming again tonight on a different channel. I will show that really quick. Tonight, I am streaming on a new channel with on a new channel from my news organization. It's just going to be me. It's going to be exactly the same, except on a different channel. You could go to youtube.com/HLMV2. Stands for Hard Lens Media version 2. It's just a new way we're having a bunch of different people host their own content. And because I've been with this organization for a while, I want to do my part and start talking about tech in a more, it will be very similar to this, but a little different, a little spin on it. I'm going to talk more than just phones. I'll still probably talk a lot about phones, and who knows, maybe I'll just talk about phones the whole hour, but I really want to dig into other things. Anyway, I'll be doing that later tonight if you guys are interested at 8 p.m. Central. Okay, I know I've been talking about this for a while. I do have stories. Trust me, I have stories to talk about, but I'm talking in chat. I love talking with you guys, and it's always a good way to also just, engage and have this community talk amongst each other and actually have a good conversation. Sean is in here. Sean, what up? What's going on, man? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. Saul Wong says Google took it off the Play Store before and brought it back. What are we talking about again? I already lost count of what we were talking about. But yes, whatever Sel Wong said, I believe him. So Team Fry says Nord got sold out. Yeah, I'm actually going to talk about that today as well. So Grant says, finally enough talking. Let's see this P40 Pro Plus. Yes, hopefully it comes closer or sooner rather than later, but it said 9 to 12 business days, so who knows. For FYI too, if you guys see this, it's very small. I bought the ceramic white one. That one looked really nice, so I'm looking forward to this phone. So we'll see. Deepak says Wanda Mobile is a very good online store from the UK. Thanks, Deepak. Yeah, Grant told me the same thing, and Grant says he's bought from them before. So, and I trust Grant. I'm sure a lot of you guys trust Grant too. Grant is a great YouTuber with great content. So, yeah. Sean says $1,400 is equivalent to $6. Okay, but what about, I got it for 1040 pounds. So what is that? 1,200, 1,300? I think that's what Grant said. I can't remember. Salwank is saying just use the browser web apps on Huawei. Yeah, I think I'm going to try a bunch of different methods and see what's best for me. I think the one thing that I am going to miss the most is YouTube. And I think there are alternatives to it. Grant actually sent me a link also for putting Google Play stuff on it, but I am going to kind of reserve that until later if I really need to do that, but we'll see. Wise says, while I would like a Pixel watch with the Snapdragon Wear 4100, Pixel products are not available where I live. That's unfortunate. I guess at the same time, then you don't really have to worry about it, but that's actually something I'm talking about today too. I have an article on that. Everything you guys are bringing up today, I have articles on. So we're going to talk about a lot of this stuff. So Deepak is saying 1040 pounds is around $1,300. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you. Saul Wong says, what happened to your TCL Pro? I still have it. I just haven't had time. I can't even explain how busy everything has been going on lately. And then there's just a lot of personal events that have been happening. And I'm just, I still have it. I know the camera got updated. I do have to update that. I did have a Galaxy A71 as well, but I ended up returning it. I didn't even have time to do a camera comparison, and I feel bad. I need to I had a talk yesterday with somebody, actually a subscriber from one of my other channels, and we had a really good discussion. He's working on programming and stuff, and we had a bit of like business to talk about, but he was kind of like talking about prioritizing what's important to me and all that kind of stuff. And it really made me realize that, hey, maybe I need to focus more on really what I enjoy doing rather than just trying to make those dollars. But at the same time, it's hard when you're not making a ton of money. So yeah. Anyway, Grant says P40 isn't stock Android. So Grant, we'll see. We'll see. I think I can live with it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Techtonik says, I love my people in here. They're so friendly to me and love me so much. Techtonik, I think we're a really good community. I really appreciate what we have here. I think it's really important. Ruben says, props to you for trying to use the P40 Pro without Google services, but the super chat is for straight up support, yo. Ruben, thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. Deepak is saying, actually, Google lost a very big client from the Huawei ban. Yeah, and it's really interesting to see that. I feel like it looks like what Huawei is doing as far as their camera technology, or whatever they're doing with their cameras, because I don't know too much about it, is I think a lot of competitors are trying to do what Huawei is doing. And it's unfortunate that Huawei is getting put to the corner, getting put on timeout or whatever, because of whatever tensions are happening in the US. Again, I need to do a little more research and really figure out what's happening with all of that. Deepak says, those two Androids on the table are upsetting you. You went to the dark side with a Huawei flagship. The thing is, it's, what, having my Huawei Nexus 6P, having that as one of my favorite phones of all time, I'm just hoping that phone, my Nexus 6P from way back in the day, hopefully the standards and the craftsmanship on Huawei is still the same today, at least from what I'm seeing, from what I'm reading in a lot of the reviews. A lot of people are praising the P40 Pro or the P40 Pro Plus, and it's kind of exciting. It's actually in a lot of ways, it's like, oh man, it's I know it's missing a lot of stuff. I know it's missing all the Google stuff on it, but in a way, it seems like a weird, challenging thing for me. Even though I know I paid a lot of money for it, I feel like I really want to dig my teeth into it and see how much I can get out of that phone, especially considering I just paid a ton of money for it. Yeah. Anyway, guys, let's talk about our first story here. God, thank you so much, everybody in the community, for coming in and chatting and having a conversation. I know we have a bunch of stories to go over today, so we will talk about as many of them as I can. I actually don't have a ton, so we almost ate up the first half hour just talking in chat. So anyway, this article from Talk Android says, say hello to the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra in Mystic Bronze. One of my favorite colors in the world is bronze, like a dark brown, like a coffee color. It's one of my favorite things, or one of my favorite colors. And I saw this and it kind of personal. It was personal for me. It just hit me in the right spot. I'm not the biggest Samsung fan. I will admit that, but seeing this color, I was like, oh, I would rock that color. I totally rock that color. It's a phone that the whole world knows is set to launch at the beginning of August. And while the leaks have increased in frequency from the usual suspects, no one really expected Samsung to out its new flagship on its own retail site. But it has, and the image of the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra in magnificent Mystic Bronze is still live on Samsung's Russian web store at the time of writing. It does look nice. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It does look nice. As you can see from the image above, the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra sports the all-important S Pen that differentiates the Note series from the Galaxy S range. I like how the only differentiator here is a pen. Obviously, it's more than just a pen, but I think out of all the features on the Note, this pen is what makes it. I know there are some people in our chat here who own Note series phones. How often do you guys seriously use that pen? Do you seriously use it? Is it really that beneficial? Is it that helpful? When I watched the WWDC event and they showed the Apple Pencil and showed how well that Apple Pencil worked, I was pretty impressed. I've never really used a digital stylus or whatever. I mean, I have, like, at a dinky supermarket where I used to have to sign something or hit yes or no with a pen. But for people who have a Note, like a Note 10, how good is the actual S Pen? Let me go a step further and ask, and I'm asking you all in the chat because I have no experience with it. For people who have an iPad, who have an Apple Pencil, how does the Apple Pencil compare to this S Pen? Are they similar, or is the Apple Pencil just straight up better? Or is the S Pen just straight up better? I have no idea. So please let me know in the chat because, again, I have no idea. I'm just wondering if this S Pen is actually worth the money when you buy a Note series. I guess the question would be, if this Note didn't have an S Pen, would it be a deal breaker for you? Would you say, well, no, it's not worth it then because I use the S Pen that much. It's that important to me that I need to have it on my phone. Okay, so despite the camera housing noticeably protruding from the rear panel right there, with what could be a prism camera. So this prism camera, isn't this what they're using on the Huawei P40 Pro Plus? The phone looks seriously elegant. Surprisingly, the image was posted at the bottom of the site's Galaxy Note 8 listing. What do you think of the Mystic Bronze finish? I think it looks nice. I think it looks nice personally. Okay. So that is my story on the Note 20 Ultra. That's really all I had on it. I know that it's supposed to be high end, right? It'll have the Snapdragon 865 Plus. So it'll have a overclocked version of the current Snapdragon 865, which is the current flagship processor. It'll have this S Pen. It probably won't have 128 gigs, right? If it's the Ultra. So it'll have a 256 gig version, or 512, 8 gigs of RAM, 12 gigs of RAM, 10 gigs of RAM. I don't know. So high end, very expensive. I would assume this Note 20 Ultra will be more expensive than the S20 Ultra. Am I right in saying that? Will this be a $1,500 phone? I mean, I'm guessing it will be, but I don't know. It just makes me wonder if they will up the price because people aren't really spending a ton of money on phones, or at least the majority of people, unless you have money to burn or you have deep pockets, then I don't know. Okay. So, so Huawei Deepak says, Huawei makes superb hardware you will appreciate, especially the cameras. That's what I'm looking forward to, Deepak. I really am. Techtonik says, that's a unique color. I actually love that. I like it too. I'm not going to lie. I do like that color. So let me see here. Techtonik says the cameras are some of the best. Six, hey, Six, what's going on, man? Welcome. Honestly, I don't use it as much as it should be used. LOL. It's nice for scrolling because it's such a big phone. So, I mean, at least you're being honest, and I appreciate that honesty. It's funny that you say that you use it for scrolling. So like I imagine, do you just sit there? I'm trying to put this on camera. Do you sit here and just go like that with the pen to scroll? Is that my guess? Is that how you're doing it? Instead of using your finger. But thank you for being honest. Thank you for sharing that. And Six, welcome to the stream, man. Welcome. Brian says, I don't use the pen often. So what about in terms of an Apple Pencil? Have either of you used the S Pen and an Apple Pencil? And have you seen if it's any different or any better? I mean, I don't know if you have or you haven't, but if you have, please chime in and let me know what you think. Six says, I think people go for the Note because of the slightly bigger display. I can see that as well. So for me, aesthetically, I like the boxier look of the Note than what the S20 Ultra has. That's me. I like a more, I know people like rounded edges and all that kind of stuff, but I like the rectangle shape. I like the straight up, give me a straight up box, not a box, but like a rectangle. I'll take it. Techtonik says, I use the S Pen, but not that much to be worth anything to me. Thank you for sharing that. Deepak is also saying I use it in the beginning, then it gets forgotten. So at least, and I know this is still anecdotal because it's only 4 people or 5 people telling me here, but from what I'm reading, from what you guys are experiencing, it's yeah, it's usable. I used to use it when I first had it, but it's not something I really use often. If anything, you just use the phone as is. So if the Note didn't have the S Pen, then it probably wouldn't be a deal breaker. Okay, so Y is saying it will also have the Exynos 992. What are we talking about? Y? I'm sorry. Are we talking about a different phone? I'm trying to I'm trying to see what we're talking about here. Techtonik says a display with fast finger swipe response times will be much better to me. I agree. Paul says, Jerome, the North Pole edition behind you that says 40 Fahrenheit. Oh, that's not Fahrenheit. This is actually the humidity. The humidity indoors. But if you can see, it is 77 degrees in this bedroom right now. And you can also see that it's topped off at 81. It gets very hot in this bedroom. I live right now. I'm with my mom right now, and she has a spare bedroom on the second floor, and the central air does not work very well. I will say losing 85 pounds has really helped in terms of heat. I don't get as hot as I normally do. Like I can actually sit here and be tolerable. So a lot of times when you guys are sitting here, you'll notice it's usually in the high 70s. And I'm sorry, guys, I don't know does it tell me what that is in Celsius? It doesn't. But yeah, it's typically 77 degrees Fahrenheit in here, or like 79. Anyway, off topic. Gandex says $1,500 and 900 to 1,000 a few days later on Swappa from regretful buyers. Is that what, are you talking about this Note 20 Ultra? Or are you talking about my are you talking about the Huawei P40 Pro Plus I just bought? Because like Paul was saying in the past, Paul is saying I'm probably not even going to be able to sell that, and he's probably right. Gandak, by the way, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you, man. Six says I'll gladly get a PS5 and an Xbox Series X for the price of that Note Ultra. Yeah, I totally agree. I would rather get two consoles as well. But who am I to talk? I just spent what $1,300 on that P40 Pro Plus. So yeah, go figure. Juan Carlos Montez, hola Jerome. Hey, hola Juan Carlos, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. Appreciate you stopping by. Okay, let me see here. Team Fry says Boxy is love, Lumia's, Xperia, etc. I know, I do. I love the Boxy look. It's for me. I appreciate that look. Six says I think the S Pen and the Apple Pencil are two different products based of the devices. One is a phone versus a tablet. I mean, that's a fair enough point, and I'm totally on board with you. But at the end of the day, they still operate the same way, right? I mean, they should still have very similar functions or functionality. I'm just wondering if one is more versatile than the other. But you could be right, because why would I use an Apple Pencil on my iPhone 11 Pro? I mean, maybe I could. Does it actually... did you watch WWDC when they showed the Apple Pencil? It just seemed like it had a lot of features, and I was like, wow, the Apple Pencil seems like it's come a long way. I'm just curious if the S Pen is capable of a lot of what the Pencil has. And again, I'm not here to like Apple versus Android. I'm just trying to call out what's better. I don't know. I haven't used either, and I'm being very transparent. So I'm just curious, what would be the better device out of the two here? Brian says the S Pen was handy as a Bluetooth remote camera shutter. Oh, that's really cool. That's a really cool feature. I would use that. That's not bad at all. Instead of putting a timer, you don't understand how often I use the timer on my phone when I set up on a tripod. To have an S Pen that has a shutter like that, that's actually a really cool idea. I like that idea. I wonder how often people use that. Huh. Levin says, I used to be a Note user from the Note 2 until the Note 7. So what stopped? Was it the exploding batteries? I'm curious why you stopped using them since then. Gandex says, honestly, if I had an S Pen, I would use it often just so I'm not constantly smudging my screen. That's a fair enough point too. I could see that. I use it for checkbox input. Yep. Deepak says, I also like a more rectangular design. See, there are people who have similar aesthetics. Gilio Jack says, I've used both and they are similar in function. Thank you for sharing that. I was wondering who had who had experience with both. Thank you. Marcus says, I imagine when iOS starts using 12 gigs of RAM to scroll through Twitter feeds at Mach 10, I wonder where do we go from here? uh I know. I wish Gary was here. Gary is usually on Friday Night Tech Talk, and he's always making fun of OnePlus, talking about 64 gigs of RAM or however many gigs of RAM. Gandic says, I'm just following what happened with the S20 Ultra, so yeah, it would be similar with the Note. Paul says, can you make phone calls with the Apple Pen? Are you? I don't know if you're being serious. I'm assuming no, right? No. Gandic says, if the phone supported Apple Pencil, it would look like that salad dressing meme with the lid oil tube. I don't know which meme that is. Six says, it would be a cool feature if the selfie camera on the Note would be good enough. Team Verizon says, last time I really used the stylus was on the DS, to be honest. Yeah, that's the last time I probably used a stylus, but I would love an S Pen. Adrian, hey Adrian, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a minute. Adrian Stanciu. I know there's a proper pronunciation for that. So if you get a chance, please let me know so I say it properly. Hi Jerome, S Pen. I will use it for meme creation. I mean, yeah, if you're able to actually just freehand draw and it works that well, I haven't used a stylus in that long. I don't know how good they are in terms of detail and how like fine it is to use. Do you know what I mean? Like the real intricacies of using a pen, like how similar it is to using an actual pen or a pencil. I don't know how far the S Pen has come. Anyway, Adrian, welcome to the stream. Levin says the Note 8 was awful and the Note 9 and 10 price was too high for my liking. Fair enough. Gandex says, look up oil and salad meme on Google Images. That's what Apple Pencil on the iPhone would be. Oh, okay. I'll take a look. But I do have to move on. We are only into the actually, this was supposed to be the second story, but real quick before I continue on, for everyone who's in here, if you guys have not had a chance, please feel free to hit that like button. Liking this stream, I think, helps in the algorithm. I think it helps people find the stream. It helps people like come and talk and chat, and it's nice to have a community. So please, if you get a chance, hit that like button. I know that sounds really cliche, and I'm not that kind of guy, but like, I don't know. I feel like I have to compete to just get even found on YouTube. I don't know, but please, it's just a way to support, and I do appreciate that. Also, I do stream weekdays every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central. If you want to be notified on that, please consider being a subscriber if you are not already. I mean, again, it's a way to support. And last but not least, if you are in the chat or you notice people have green in their name or they have a red Chicago star next to their name or a badge next to their name, that's because they're part of the Phone Jerome fam. That is the wrong image. That is awful, awful timing. Here's the right image. And you could be a member as well for as little as 99 cents a month. All you got to do is click that join button. You will get the green in your name. You'll get the red Chicago badge. You can use custom emoji, and you'll have your name in every single intro and outro to all of my live streams. Again, you could do that for as little as 99 cents a month. If you can't find that blue join button, you can go to youtube.com/PhoneJerome/join. And that's really it. I really hate having to market it that way, but I don't know. It's just, I have to play YouTube's game. And like, that's why like I've kind of toned down the whole cursing or whatever. And I'm sure it's a lot more friendly then. So you guys can play it at work and people aren't looking at you like, what are you watching? But anyway, it's a way to support, and I appreciate any support either way. So thank you guys. Also, really quick, I did show, so for people who are in here who weren't here at the beginning, I did show the screenshot earlier. I did buy the Huawei P40 Pro Plus. I bought this phone this morning. I bought it for 1,040 pounds. I bought it the ceramic white. It comes with 512 gigs of internal storage. I have never had a phone with that much internal storage. I got the ceramic white. It has that ceramic back. It's going to have awesome cameras, and I cannot wait to test it out. That will be my daily driver. I am going to use it without Google services and see how long I can live without it. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have multiple phones. I have an iPhone 11 Pro, so I can use that if I really need to, but I want to try to use the Huawei P40 Pro Plus as my daily driver. While I'm talking about this, also for people who were not in here earlier, I am gonna kind of go into depth about the Huawei P40 Pro Plus. I want to talk about the ban that's going on right now with Google. The fact that they're apparently they might not even be able to use the next P50 Pro or P50 Pro Plus with their Kirin chipset. It might use something different now because I think they're about to get banned from using their chipsets. And I kind of want to dig into that, but I'm actually going to be talking about that tonight. I am streaming tonight on a different channel. And it's a channel that was created by my news organization, and I'm going to start doing that weekly. And it's going to be like this, same format, just me. If you guys want to check that out, I am going to be streaming that tonight, and you can go to youtube.com/HLM V2. It is going to be a channel that's going to have a whole different host of people in different topics. I think it's mostly going to be political, but you're going to have a tech version of that, and it's going to have me on it, obviously. But I will talk more than just phones in there. Again, tonight, I want to dig into the whole banning of Huawei, and I think even ZTE, and maybe just try to figure out like the fairness into that, or if there's something else driving that whole issue. And I'm sure there is, but I'm going to try to talk about that later tonight. So if you guys have a chance and you want to watch that, please feel free to stop by. Okay, so let's move on here. This I was going to use as my first story, and I totally forgot. So this article that's also from Talk Android is talking about how the first 100 plus Nord smartphones go up for pre-order, but I don't think that's really what happened here. So let's read into this. OnePlus has announced that the first 100 Nord smartphones will be available for pre-order tomorrow. The previously brash handset maker wanted to give potential buyers a heads up, as it doesn't expect these first 100 devices to be available for long, hinting that it is giving away some pretty awesome merch for those customers pre-ordering something based on the brand and product alone. So here's an update. The pre-orders became available at 9 a.m. BST and promptly sold out in a couple seconds, unsurprisingly. To clear up any misunderstandings, the quote pre-order was not for the actual handset. Again, let me read that again. The pre-order was not for the actual handset. Instead, it was for a 20 euro voucher to be used against the purchase price of the Nord when it does go on sale. In case you were wondering, the 20 euro voucher costs 20 euros. And while it may not seem like great value at first glance, OnePlus is promising to include some free accessories with the phone when the order is eventually completed. If you're like me, I don't really care about that. I don't know what are they going to give me a free, I don't know, case, fanny pack? I don't know. I mean, maybe some of them will be nice. Hopefully they'll be nice, but I mean, I guess if it's just the way to get, I don't know. Does it give you an advantage of getting the phone first before anyone else? Or is it just so you get some free swag when you buy this pre-order voucher? It just seems a little weird. It's kind of like, well, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Did any of you guys buy this? Did you guys even know this was a thing? I had no idea this was a thing. Initially thought to be a single model, OnePlus Nord is set to be a suite of products inspired by OnePlus wanting to return to its roots, selling affordable, higher performance technology. Hold on. A suite of products? So, okay. So is it going to be like a OnePlus Nord something? There's going to be more than a... Why is this new for me? I thought the OnePlus Nord was just going to be one smartphone. This is a whole series. Can somebody please help me out here? Am I reading this wrong, or is Talk Android not being correct? I don't... Okay. Anyway, OnePlus explains on its website that it will be sometime before the... It will be, quote, sometime before the Nord is announced in full, but we believe this will be July 7th, which is in a week. There are rumors about the specification and features, which points towards a solid mid-range 5G compatible device with fewer premium features compared with the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro smartphones. We also cannot be sure what markets the OnePlus Nord will be released into and how much it will cost. For our American rumors, it's possible that the OnePlus Nord will only be released in the US market in very limited quantities sometime after the rest of the world. Okay, so I didn't read this. Pre-order OnePlus Nord. Tomorrow, the first 100 Nord smartphones will be available for pre-order. We thought we'd give you an early warning because, well, they're probably not going to be around for long. We're giving away some pretty awesome merch to those of you who are among the first to embark on this new journey with us. And because we know pre-ordering something based on a name alone takes a great deal of trust, who knows, some of it could be a collector's item one day. I don't know about that. We'll announce this limited pre-order on our Instagram. So if you're not already following, now's a good time to start. It just sounds like so much extra marketing. It really does. It just sounds like they're building hype. That's all I get out of this. It really, and I don't mean to be such a sourpuss about it. I really don't mean to be like, by sourpuss, a negative Nancy. I don't mean to be pessimistic about it, but I know nothing about this phone, and it's just so much hype that's getting built up. And now they're accepting money from people who don't even know what this phone is going to be. And 20 euros might not be a lot to some people, but it might be a lot to others. And I guess if you have the money for it, then whatever. I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. It really does. And then it's going to be very limited here in the States. I don't know. And then yesterday I was talking about how it's going to be $500. I mean, we don't know if that's going to be the price after it's all said and done. But in that docuseries, they talked about how it was going to be a sub $500 phone. So it leads me to believe, it leads probably other people to believe that it's going to be $500. And we talked about this yesterday. At a $500 price point in the US, why would I buy a OnePlus Nord with a Snapdragon 765 when I can just get a OnePlus 7 Pro or a OnePlus 7T for the same price, brand new? I mean, unless the cameras are going to be better because the performance won't be better. I mean, maybe the performance will be negligible. You probably won't notice, a 765 versus an 855, but I think in terms of pure performance, the 855 will still outperform the 765, right? I don't know what the selling point on this Nord is, except it's newer, it has 5G, and maybe the cameras will be better. If the cameras will be better, then maybe it'll be worth it then, maybe. As the company has refined its smartphones and as the price has increased, it has spent less time in the press for all the right reasons. During the early days, it seemed unusual for OnePlus not to be covered for inappropriate marketing, privacy concerns, or an unusual specification decision. The Nord range has certainly caught the attention of the market, together with the prospect of seeing the other products in the Nord family. So they are talking about multiple pieces of tech. So there's going to be more than one Nord smartphone, or is it just other pieces of tech like the Nord earbuds or something? I don't know. The Nord watch. I hope the smartphone as released and reviewed is worth the hype, especially given how much we enjoy the current OnePlus 8 flagship phones. Again, I am not totally excited about it. I don't know. Okay. Let me scroll back up here. So Brian says the S Pen obviously integrates better with the phone because it has a dedicated slot. The Apple feels more premium due to its form factor. That's true. I forgot about that dedicated slot. There's a place for it, so you can always keep it there. Okay, so let me see here. Techtonik says, quote, free. Faris, am I saying that right? Or Faris? Natur, do you think that's going to include an affordable OnePlus TV? I'm not completely sure of the implications of that, but I believe that it would push others to attempt an ecosystem. You mean, so Faris, first of all, welcome to the stream. Faris, please let me know the proper way of pronouncing it. I don't like, you're going to have to forgive me because yes, I've heard of the OnePlus TV, but I don't know much about it. Are you saying that it's going to come with the Nord? Because I don't think that would be the case. Or are you talking about buying this 20 euro voucher? I mean, that would be great if that's what it came with, if you bought that voucher, because that voucher isn't, that's just to take 20 bucks off, or 20 bucks, 20 euros off the Nord, right? And then they just give you from some free swag with it. I was just assuming you would get like a free, like I said before, like a free fanny pack, or I don't know what else they, like a free battery pack. I have no idea, but that would be awesome if they gave a OnePlus TV. I don't know much about that though. Is that supposed to be like similar to a Chromecast or like a Roku box or something? Because that's how much I talked about this yesterday too. I don't watch a lot of stuff anymore. I have a Chromecast Ultra. I don't even use it because well, I don't have my own apartment at the moment, and I'm waiting for this pandemic to die down before I end up moving. And I just haven't used anything recently. So that would be awesome if that's what it came with, but I don't know if it would. Anyway, welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. Okay. Techtonik says partnered with NordVPN. I am not feeling that name. I don't think a lot of us are, and everybody here is like making fun of the name right now. Oh my God. Sony's name giving division on the loose again. Nord plus T. John M. Hey, John, what's going on? Typical OnePlus overhype. That's what it sounds like. I said that yesterday. I watched that docuseries, and that docuseries was 10 minutes of drama. It had nothing about the Nord. It was just rushing a phone. Got to get it done. Here's us working. Here's us behind the scenes, which is cool. But I feel like they're pumping it up more than it has to be, but I could be wrong. Maybe this is going to revolutionize the phone industry. I don't think it will, but that's what it sounds like when they talk about the phone, the way they do. Team Mirai collector's item. That's how I felt. Like, this is not going to be a collector's item. I think the only phone that might be a collector's item is the original iPhone. Maybe the G1. I don't know. I mean, I think that's a subjective thing. I think some people might feel very nostalgic towards certain phones, but universally, I mean, who here is trying to have a OnePlus One as a collector's item? I don't think anybody is. I mean, maybe, and maybe a small niche of people, but it's not something that everybody wants to buy. I could see the original iPhone being something that somebody would want to buy just because it kind of revolutionized smartphones in general. But yeah, this OnePlus Nord being a collector's item, I don't think so. I really don't. So Deepak says here in Italy, they only had 100 pieces available this morning. Useless marketing. Brian says, I believe they are measuring the market for how many to produce. Maybe that's a good point. Gandek NordVPN. Yeah, that's what I think about too. So, okay. Let's move on. I have this article here from 9 to 5 Google, and it's talking about how the Pixel 3a is currently, quote, out of stock at the US Google store. Okay, so you can see here, shows out of stock, right? The Pixel 3a launched last May at Google I/O, and it's still not clear when its rumored replacement will be announced or launched. This is why I'm talking about this right now, because it's sold out. And the very first thought that came to my head is, hey, are they purposely selling it out now? Because they're going to bring the 4A? Because if that's an indicator of anything, that makes me excited. I still would buy this phone if it would be coming out, say, this month. Now, if it comes out in August, I might think about it. If it comes out in September, I will not buy this phone. I'm more likely than not, I'm not going to buy this phone. There's no point because I'm just going to wait for the Pixel 5 in October. The US Google Store today lists the Pixel 3a and Pixel 3a XL as being, quote, out of stock. The blue buy button in the top right corner, like again, I'm showing you here, is showing out of stock. So it's been replaced, blah, blah, blah. Visiting the configuration page lists Verizon unlocked and Google Fi as out of stock. In recent weeks, stock has dwindled, especially after the last $279 price cut on the smaller phone. However, up until today, the 3A and Just Black and Clearly White have mostly remained available. The phones are still available in other countries, including Canada and the UK, but gone from France. Meanwhile, the Google Fi Store has a, quote, limited quantities available message. Only the Just Black Pixel 3a is available, with all other variants, including the bigger option, gone. This warning usually appears when Fi is running down stock of the previous generation phone after a new model has been announced. So that's kind of where my head was going, was maybe they're prepping for the 4A. Pixel 3a stock could be replenished in both cases, but this could be an indicator that news about the 4A could be coming sooner than later. Like, hopefully that gives me hope that maybe we'll see a 4A coming out. I would be excited if it did. I would be I would like to have a competitor for the iPhone SE come already, because I still don't believe there's anything out right now that is competing with the iPhone SE. How long has the iPhone SE been out since its release? It's had that share of the market for some time now. I mean, if you're not an Android or if you're not an iPhone person, then you probably wouldn't care, but imagine how many people were ready to buy a $400 phone and were waiting for an Android phone. I'm sure there's a percentage, even if it's a small percentage. I'm sure there's a percentage that bought the iPhone SE and said, I can't wait anymore. I don't want the 3A. I was hoping for the 4A. Actually, I had my friend text me yesterday. He was like, hey, when is the 4A coming out? I'm like, I don't know. Tomorrow or October. Because nobody knows. No one has any idea. Google has given us no indication of when this phone is coming out. So maybe seeing this out of stock thing is maybe it's a hint that we're going to see something, or maybe they really just ran out of stock and they have to replenish it, and they can't just sell any at the moment. I don't know. Okay. So, Team Rice says, well, guess both the 3A and 4A are non-existent at this point. That's a really good. I didn't even think about thinking it that way. Glad I got the 3A, or glad I got a 3A earlier this year. Ruben says maybe OnePlus's foolishness can make some room for the Pixel 4A to make noise again. Maybe, especially if the OnePlus prices their Nord at $500, then it completely changes that segment, because if the 4A comes out at $350 and the Nord at $500, that's a really big price point in between. And sometimes in a lot of ways it could take that OnePlus Nord out of contention, because people will probably ask and they'll say, well, which has a better camera, the Nord or the 4A? And more than likely the 4A is going to have the better camera. And if you tell somebody that, I think the response would be, well, wait, so the 4A is $350 and it has a better camera versus the Nord that's $500? I'll just get the 3A or the 4A. Did I say 4A earlier? You guys know what I meant. 4A. I mean, for me, that's where I think the logic would come in for people who want a camera as the priority of what they're buying. I mean, if performance is the issue, then yeah, the Nord would be better with the Snapdragon 765. But how much better? That has yet to be seen. Brian says 1.5 months, I guess. Deepak says the original SE was released on March 2016. The SE Gen 2 will sell a lot like the original one. And yeah, they haven't even sent numbers for that yet, right? I don't think they've talked about how much it's sold. Shaolin, how to unsubscribe. All you got to do is hit that unsubscribe button, bro. Glad you could share that on here. Appreciate it, man. All right, let's move on. So yesterday, I forgot who brought it up. I think it was Team Vari, or was it someone else? So the Snapdragon Wear 4100 series was revealed I think yesterday or the other day. So this article from Android Community is talking about how the Qualcomm Snapdragon Wear 4100 series is ready for future wearables. And I think the reason that I brought this, because I saw this article yesterday, and the reason I didn't talk about this yesterday was because I didn't really care much about it. I have my Apple Watch Series 3 on me, and it's been great. I've had a great time using it, and I just don't know if I would buy another smartwatch at this point, except if it was a Pixel Watch. That is the only watch I think I would actually think about buying other than an Apple Watch at this point. And I can't remember who brought it up, but somebody brought up the fact that, hey, maybe the Snapdragon Wear 4100 series chipset or whatever is going to be used for the Pixel Watch. And then I was like, oh, okay, maybe we can talk about that. So let's dig into that. So this article from Android Community is saying Qualcomm is one brand we know won't and can't stop manufacturing. It's an essential part of the mobile tech industry. There are alternatives, but the industry right now still demands Qualcomm chipsets so much so that some groups are even petitioning for Samsung to just use Snapdragon instead of Exynos. That's sad. I think Samsung needs to work on whatever they're doing with Exynos and get that up to speed. After that Snap 875 price being leaked and the Qualcomm Snap 768G and Snapdragon 69 5G being announced for future mid-rangers, here is a new Snapdragon SoC for future wearables. The Snapdragon Wear 4100 processor has just been announced. It's ready to bring enhanced user experiences to wearables. Many brands are trying their luck in the smartwatch and fitness tracker game, and Qualcomm is said to be a good partner. Two new variants are actually available, the Wear 4100 and the Wear 4100 Plus. The next-gen smartwatches can handle more and perform better with the new SoCs. Qualcomm has applied its ultra-low power hybrid architecture once again to ensure high performance coming from these small chips. The SoC from the 4100 platform promises a super fast SoC, smarter always-on coprocessor. It's now based on the 12 nanometer process technology. It can handle better different watch modes from ambient to interactive or even sports. The Snapdragon line has proven that it can help wearables to perform and have a longer battery life. The connected smartwatches have a better future with Qualcomm as the brand continues to improve on everything. So, I mean, it's good. I can't remember when was the last time Qualcomm released an SoC for wearables, but it's been a while since I've even really looked into it. One of the many brands that trust Qualcomm for wearables is Suunto. I don't know this brand. The Suunto 7 released in January. We can expect new models from the company, and other OEMs will take advantage of the Wear 4100. This will be true as experts are projecting growth in the wearables industry, more than $30 billion by 2023. The two variants are different in some ways. The regular Wear 4100 platform is composed of a main SoC plus companion chips. The Plus version, the Snapdragon Wear 4100 Plus, comes with the main SoC companion chips, blah, 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 all this other stuff. Both processors support Wear OS by Google OS platform and AOSP. Expect future smartwatch and health trackers to be equipped with these processors. Will we see that in a future Pixel Watch? I don't know. I feel like Google has to be working on a smartwatch. With all the things that they do with the million people, I don't know how many people work for Google, but I know they have a lot of people and I know they have a lot of divisions, but somebody has to be working on a smartwatch. How good is it going to be? I don't know. How good did Hangouts become? How good is the Pixel right now? How good are the Pixel Buds? Actually, I heard the Pixel Buds aren't bad, but I know they've had some issues. But you know what I'm saying? Google makes some good things. They make some great software in a lot of respects, but I still think they have a lot. I still think they have a lot when it comes to hardware and where they're going with that. And I would definitely buy a Pixel Watch. I'd probably buy the very first gen that came out. I mean, I bought the very first gen Pixel Buds that came out and I returned it promptly because I did not like them at all. I did not care for them. I would try the new version of the Pixel Buds too. I've been using my AirPods Pro and they're really good. I've been using my Apple Watch Series 3, a 2-year-old smartwatch, and that's still really good. Can you say the same for I don't know. Okay, so Jesus, Levin with a $10 super chat. Levin, thank you, man. I didn't get to donate yesterday when everyone was for the P40, but better late than never. Levin, thank you, man. Thank you so much, Levin. Also, don't forget to DM me when you get a chance so I can give you access to my Discord. Right? I don't think I gave you access to my Discord yet. You're a higher member for YouTube. But Levin, thank you for the support. Thank you, man. Not only that, but you're also one of my top super chatters. You're on that. I keep a running tally of my top 5, and I think you're second when it comes to that. Brian is on the top there because Brian donates every. You guys are crazy. But thank you guys for the support. Thank you so much. Levin, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. That $10 will obviously be put to the P40 Pro Plus fund. So thank you, Levin. I mean, I bought it already, but it'll help offset that cost. So thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, let me scroll back up here. So let's see. Team Verizon says, I hope Google utilizes the Fitbit purchase well. To be honest, they have all the tools at their disposal. Yes, exactly. They have all the tools at their disposal. You know what they also had at their disposal that went away is Motorola, right? Sorry, I have something on my glasses and it's annoying me. Google had Motorola at its disposal. When the Moto X Pure was at its high, they released the Nexus 6. Remember that big Motorola phone? They had, I don't know what Google did. And then Motorola, that's why if you guys remember that one screenshot I had in one of my past videos with Google Photos, like it was, I had that thumbnail where they threw Motorola in the trash because what did Google do with Motorola? Nothing. I mean, I know they did stuff and we don't know all the behind the scenes stuff, but why didn't they use Motorola as their maker for their phones? They just had the Nexus 6 come out. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Nexus 6P was great with Huawei and then they stopped using Huawei and I don't know. I think Fitbit is a great acquisition for Google, but how well are they going to integrate Fitbit with their new, whenever a Pixel Watch comes out? I would assume Fitbit would be a big integral part of that, right? It's so hard for me to be optimistic. It really is, because I'm just so scared that they're going to mess it up. I'm so scared that that's really what they're going to do. Brian says, let's hope this makes Wear OS better. Anyway, Team Verizon, I mean, that's a great point. It really is. Brian, I agree. At this point, I blame Qualcomm for lack of support. You're not wrong there either. Team Verizon says, Exynos gave me a love-hate relationship with my S9. So much good specs, so little software optimization. That's sad. Battery optimization, rather. Marcus says, at this point, there may be a delayed hardware event from Google that may use the hype from OnePlus to slingshot into the forefront. Yeah, I could see that. I just feel like I don't know. I want to be optimistic. How many times if I could just clip every time I say like I just hopeful. I just know it's going to be like, I think I say it so often. I really do. Deepak says but Google can't go near September, October launch dates. That's iPhone time. So when can Google launch its Pixel 5? You know what, Deepak? I mean, that's a good point. And I know that Apple is going to be delaying their iPhone 12, but for me, I feel like Google needs to just release it. Even if it's at the same time frame as the iPhone 12, I feel like they should just release it. And if they really want to compete, don't price that Pixel 5 at $700. Because if the iPhone 12 gets priced at $650, Google's shooting themselves in the foot. They can't price that phone at $700. They can't. If Will was in here right now, Will's like, Jerome. They're going to price the Pixel 5 at $899. Will is the most pessimistic person right now when it comes to Google. He has like no faith that Google's going to do anything correct. Team Verizon says, that's why I went the Fitbit route, though I'm not sure about their future with Google now at the helm. It's a great point, man. Hopkins, hey, Hopkins, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Google just wanted the Motorola brand. Shame. It is a shame. It really is. You know, the one thing that I heard is they just bought Motorola for the patents. And I don't know exactly what patents they got out of it. I don't know how much they acquired from them. I'm sure Google knows what they're doing. I think from the outside looking in, we look at that and we're like, you guys messed that up, because the Moto X Pure was a great phone. I wasn't really the biggest fan of the next gen Moto X though. I'll be honest, but I still felt like they had magic that they could have made and they weren't able to do it. Hopkins, welcome, man. Welcome. Nice to have you. Ruben says, I'm listening to you guys while at work on the new Pixel Buds. There you go. I'm really liking them. So I give props to Google for that, at least. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. So I'm glad. Techtonik's asking, Ruben, if you're reading this, are there any issues with the Pixel Buds? Because the thing I've read is people were having connection issues, but I think Grant has them too. And Grant says he hasn't experienced any of those issues, if I remember correctly. Okay, so Tectonic says Google just has too much dang money. They do. I feel they can do the right things. I know they can. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Deepak says July, August would be the best period to launch the new Pixel, but you know they won't. You know they won't release it that early. That would be awesome if they did. Oh my goodness, that would be awesome if they did. I would be so hyped for that. But that's not going to be happening. It's not going to be happening. Marcus is saying the Pixel Buds are great when they work, but I've had issues with them. Reset mine recently and they haven't acted up again. Well, that's good at least. That's also unfortunate though, that you've been having issues with them. Hopefully, or that you've been having issues with them. Hopefully that's not a recurring thing. Yeah, Ruben saying at first I had a few connections, but got an update and they've been great for me personally. Thank you for sharing that. That's good. That's good. Hopkins says my Nexus 5X still waiting for the Pixel 4a release. Man, you're on that old school stuff, man. Or I might go for OnePlus if it won't be released this summer. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be released this summer, Hopkins. I mean, I'm hoping it will, but we'll see. Levin with a $5 super chat. Levin, thank you, man. Thank you again for another super chat. I also have the Pixel Buds. That's right, I forgot. Levin has them. And getting notifications read to me is great. I would actually love to test that out and see how well that worked. That's actually a really cool feature. I didn't even think about that. That's good to know. Levin, thank you for sharing that input, and thank you for sharing, or thank you for the support, man. Thank you so much. Marcus is saying Levin's a madman. He is. If you look at my intros and outros, he's up there as one of the top super chatters. So, Levin, thank you for the support, man. Thank you so much. Y says, hope Pixel 4a releases this month or early August. Yeah, if it comes out in August, I think I would still buy it if it comes out August. If it's late August, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably say no, I'd hold off unless there's like some fantastic color that I really want on the 4a, but I don't know. Tectonic is saying I'm tempted to get Pixel Buds. That's why you're asking. You're asking if it's worth it, and I don't blame you. This is the perfect place to ask. If I had them, I would share my opinion with you if I did. So, Deepak says Google is far superior to OnePlus in one department, cameras. That's it. Deepak, that's so funny that you say that, because that is something that Will and Brian, we have a chat that we talk in here and there, but that's something that Will and Brian, I think, always mention, is that is the only saving grace right now from Google is their cameras. And obviously they have stock Android and updates, so that's there too. But then there's always that argument that like sometimes just getting Gcam will be suffice. So what's the point? But that is a good point. That is a good point. So okay, let's move on, guys. We're an hour and 20 in. So okay. I have you know what? They're just continuations of the watch, because I figured we might as well talk about these peripherals or these watches or whatever, wearable devices. So the one thing I kept forgetting is the fact that Samsung has their own watch, but they don't use Wear OS. They have their own OS on it. Tizen, right? Am I saying that right? I don't know much about it because again, I was out of the smartwatch game for a long time until I bought my Series 3 Apple Watch. And I only bought that a couple months ago. So I'm just getting back into wearables. And at this point, I really see no need buying a different watch. But I've heard good things, at least from what I've heard. People tell me that Galaxy watches or watches from Samsung, at least this is what Mike has told me. Mike, simply your device, Joker Tech. Mike has told me that Galaxy watches, in his opinion, or whatever watches made from Samsung, are better than Wear OS watches. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't know how many of you use Wear OS watches. I believe Big House does. I think Big House at one point was recommending a Fossil watch to me. Can't remember which one, but I think he uses a Wear OS watch. But from what I've heard, Galaxy watches are pretty good. I don't know if they're worth this price, $400. You're talking Apple Watch competition at this point, and I just don't know how good a watch is from Samsung when you're comparing it to Watch OS. If you guys watched the WWDC and saw the updates for Watch OS 7, it just it's surprised. I was very surprised at how well my Apple Watch does. That's really all I have to say. It actually works really well from in my experience. So we'll go into this article. More Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 leaks reveal watch faces, software, and alleged $400 price. As we enter the month of July, we're potentially only a few weeks away from the official release of the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3. As a result, we've been learning more and more about the upcoming wearable, and now a fresh leak may have been pinpointed the Galaxy Watch 3's price point. This morning, Evan Blass posted to his Twitter account a couple of notable details about the Galaxy Watch 3. First, that includes an extensive list of every model the watch will come in. From that list below, we can see that there will be two sizes, 41mm and 45mm, as well as titanium and stainless steel builds too. 3 colors will be available as well, with black, silver, and bronze. Of course, there will also be separate Bluetooth and LTE models. How much will these cost? So they're saying between $400 and $600. The original Samsung Galaxy Watch started at $329 for the 42mm version and $349 for the 46mm version. Likely, this is Samsung's effort to put some price between the Galaxy Watch 3 and Galaxy Watch Active 2. Beyond that, Max Weinbach, whichever, also recently had some Galaxy Watch 3 details to share. He was able to track down firmware from the Galaxy Watch 3, confirming some software details, including the collection of watch faces. That collection seen below right here includes a few new faces and some from older Samsung wearables too. I mean, they look nice. See, you know what's weird is I look at these like, I mean, they look fine. I don't know. Maybe my bias is showing, but like that doesn't look bad. But some of this, either the font or the aesthetics on some of them, well, there's a lot actually. So maybe it's not that bad. It looks like they have a good amount to share on there. I like the aesthetics on the Apple Watch. I think the font and everything looks pretty good, but no, it looks like they give you a good range of faces on here. It doesn't look that bad. I mean, at least there's a lot to choose from. I keep seeing new ones, so I take that back. Like if there's going to be that many, that's great. It gives the user a lot of options, and that's not a bad thing. In the software too, the Galaxy Watch 3 will include some changes. Apparently, it will come preloaded with Spotify, as well as seeing Microsoft Outlook replace Samsung's own mail app on the watch. There's also a new weather app, some rich notification icons, and updated music widget and information edges in watch faces. The Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 is expected to be on sale by July 22nd. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's really worth the price. I don't know much about it, so it's hard for me to really give an opinion, but for 300 to 400 bucks. Again, I mean, so I'm wearing this Apple Watch Series 3, and I got this on sale brand new for $229 because I got the 42 millimeter version. I think they have a 38 millimeter version of the Series 3 that's $199 at this point. So I don't know, for me, if it's worth spending $350 for a watch like this. I just thought I'd share. I do have this other article here from The Verge that I think talks about peripherals and how it's going to take time. And I haven't had a chance to read it, and I'm not going to go through this entire article here, but I don't know why, but yesterday was a day for Google peripherals. There were 3 or 4 pieces of news that were all harbingers of future products that you might use in conjunction with an Android phone. But while it's getting easy to divine what's going to happen with Android phones thanks to all the leaks, it's still very unclear what Google really intends to do with watches, smart glasses, or even its Stadia controller. Google's hardware division acquired the smart glasses company North, which comes on the heels of the last year's Fitbit acquisition. This is a weird one. Google still makes glass, but has specified that it's meant mainly for industrial purposes. I didn't know that. North made a valiant run at consumer smart glasses, including presumably pricey physical stores. It even acquired the patents from Intel's abandoned Vaunt project, which I reported on 2 years ago. Like Vaunt, though, North Glasses had a clear vision with an unclear business plan. I'm not going to go through all of this. So they're talking about the Snapdragon 4100 processor. So it says here, right now, Wear OS serves mainly as a way for Fossil to bolster its brand image. It's not a platform, it's a billboard. That doesn't sound very promising. It's a thing. Meanwhile, the Apple Watch is superb and selling well. Samsung's smartwatches aren't as well loved and are somewhat annoying to pair with a non-Samsung phone. I haven't had that chance, so if you guys have any idea, please chime in. But they are competent, which is more than I can say for most Wear OS watches. So that kind of like aligns to what Mike was telling me. He was saying that he had a Wear OS watch, but he really didn't think it was that great. And he said that his Samsung smartwatch, even the cheaper one that he had, I think he had 2 of them, one that he gave to his wife, worked fairly well for what it did. He said he was surprised of how good it was for like a $99 smartwatch from Samsung. Yesterday, we also saw Samsung's Galaxy Watch 3 software detailed in a new leak. I just talked about that. The Galaxy Watch is the default smartwatch I recommend to Android users who definitely want a smartwatch. Anyway, back to this new Qualcomm 4100 chip. It will not single-handedly save Wear OS, but it is a necessary piece of groundwork that could help future Wear OS watches be, well, competent. Qualcomm's new chip moves to a new 12 nanometer process, which should help with both speed and battery life. That's good, but what Wear OS needs is a hot. I am not going to swear because I don't want to get that demonetized. I've been on a roll of no demonetization. But what Wear OS needs is a hot new watch with new features, good looks, and a smallish form factor to take advantage of the new capabilities the 4100 affords. When I read that, the very first thing I think about is Pixel Watch. Pixel Watch, Pixel Watch, Pixel Watch. Come on, Google. Let's get a Pixel Watch out. Let's get that ready to go. Whether that happens, I don't know. But yeah. So I don't know if Google has the desire or ability to pull that off this year. There certainly haven't been any notable rumors, and that Fitbit acquisition is going to take a while to yield real results. I hate to say it, but the short-term outlook still isn't great. So what are we thinking? Are we thinking 2 years down the road before we see anything? 3, 4, 5? Like, is it going to be 2025 before we see a real competitor to an Apple Watch? Or do we just wait for Samsung then to just make something and hit that out of the park? Because maybe that's what's going to happen. Samsung is still doing their thing. They're still releasing hardware. And from what I'm reading, it's not bad, right? Okay. So even Google CEO Sundar Pichai thinks that Google hasn't done a great job with watches, telling us on the Vergecast, I look at areas maybe where we haven't done opinionated work. Maybe smartwatch is a good example where we haven't. I think the important thing to remember with all of the above is that you get so much more early information about Google's plans than you get from other companies. So that's a fair enough point. When you hear about a new Apple or Samsung product move, usually the thing you can go buy is imminent. With these bits of Google news, on the other hand, the improved products it will hopefully create as a result are months, if not years away. That seemingly slow progress, the long time between some piece of news and its result can make it feel like Google is not good at this whole hardware thing, despite years of effort. But I encourage you to adjust your expectations when you see these puzzle pieces. Besides, if you're looking for examples that Google's hardware efforts haven't been going to plan, there's plenty of better evidence. What's this better evidence? Google now has a multi-billion-dollar hardware business, has paid $80 billion to Android app devs. I'm not going to get into that. So anyway, that's where we stand. It just sounds like it's going to be a while before we see anything concrete. They're saying that, hey, you're lucky that you're getting this info before they typically would say anything, but I don't know, maybe they should just keep it to themselves then. Maybe I would rather not know and then just wait for them to come out with something. But then here I am sitting and thinking, well, I am never going to see when this Pixel 4a is going to come out. So yeah, I don't know. All right, let me go back into chat here. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay, so sorry, guys, I'm not going to be able to go through everything. I just want to say hi to people that are in here. Mendel, I don't think I've seen you in here. Mendel, maybe not. Mendel Alvarado. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Mendel, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Agree. Galaxy watches are better, always been smoother, support updates longer. Thank you for sharing that info. I really didn't know much about it. I've never owned one, so I appreciate you giving your feedback. And thank you for joining the stream. Levin says, Samsung watches are good with decent battery life. I just hate I have to install several apps to get it to work on non-Samsung phones. See, that's a shame too. When you say several apps, it's not just one app. You have to have more than one app to get a Samsung smartwatch to work on your phone. That doesn't sound good at all. It really doesn't. Kyle says Huawei Honor makes the best watch. 7 days of battery life with 24/7 heart monitoring and sleep monitoring for $150. That's not bad at all. I don't know much about Huawei either when it comes to watches, but now that I'm in the Huawei gang, right, buying my P40 Pro Plus, maybe it's something I have to look into. Kyle, did I say hi to you earlier or did you just pop in? I can't remember. I'm sorry. I've been saying hi to everybody that comes by. I try to keep up, but appreciate you stopping by. If I have already said that, I apologize. Gilio Jack says, I've had my Samsung S3 Frontier watch for 2 years now and prefer it over my old Moto watch. So that was my very first smartwatch. I bought the original Moto 360. I liked it, but I wasn't that impressed with it. And then I stopped wearing a smartwatch, until then. It's been years until I bought my Apple Watch, the Series 3 earlier this year, like a couple months ago. So thank you for sharing. Okay. Let me see here. Let me scroll down. Okay. Oh, guys, sorry. I'm not going to be able to go through everything. Y2019 says, so I guess the one with the Wear 4100 will be the Watch Active 3. You're probably, your guess is as good as mine. You probably know more about it than me, which is why you're making that point. So I will believe what you say there. Okay. So let me see here. Did I miss? Oh, Mahir is in here. Mahir Pandhare Pandey. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Samsung watches work better than Samsung. Mahir, welcome, man. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. Ruben says, I got the Skagen. Did I say that right? Skagen Falster 3 on sale for $200, and I'm finding it's working well with my Pixel 3 XL. I never even heard of that. Again, I don't know much about watches, so maybe I'll take a look at that. So, okay. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to read everything. Kyle says, I've been on the streams, but I'm working most times, so I don't get to comment as often as I like, but I keep it playing in the background. Kyle, thank you, man. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate you being a supporter. Thank you so much. Marcus says, Pixel Watch rumors have been rolling around since the Pixel 2, right? Probably. I haven't kept up to date with that. Have Google partner with Samsung on a joint venture to learn and grow their own hardware division? I mean, maybe that's why they got Fitbit. Maybe they're using them to kind of learn the process and do whatever. But Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Uh, what is why says I think there will be a discount on the watch if you buy the Pixel 5. What on the Pixel watch? I don't think that's coming anytime soon. Techtonik says Google drives me nuts. Gilio Jack says Samsung watches can be used with iPhones. Can they really? That's good to know. I mean, you can't use an Apple Watch with Android, right? I don't think there's any way you can do that. Yeah, I don't know. Marcus 8 says Jerome on the Huawei watch list. I'll have to take a look. I'll have to take a look at their watches. Levin says, yes, I have to install 3 apps, the Gear Watch app and 2 Samsung plugins. That's crazy. That's crazy to know. Just to use it on another Android phone doesn't, wow. 3 apps, 3 apps. Wise says, I genuinely do not know much about wearables. This is pure speculation. Fair enough. Fair enough. Why? Okay, guys. We are over an hour and a half into this. I have a lot of other work to do today. Plus, I am streaming again tonight. I will say this one last time, guys. If you guys want, please don't feel obligated, but I am going to be streaming again tonight. It will not be on my channel. I am streaming on another channel tonight, and it's something I'm going to be doing on a weekly basis. I'm not going to be on that channel often, just once or probably twice a week for an hour in the evenings. Here, 8 p.m. Central is usually what I'm probably going to do. I'm going to be talking about the Huawei P40 Pro Plus that I just bought, but I'm also going to kind of dig into the ban that's happening with Huawei and Google and the US and China. And I might even dig into what's happening with India and China and the ban there for like 50 some apps, and kind of maybe get into the meat and potatoes of what's really going on. I don't know a ton about it, but I'm going to do a little research and try to give my opinion on that. So if you guys want to check that out, I am streaming again tonight for at least an hour. If you didn't see that, you can go to, sorry, I have it here, youtube.com// HLM V2, V as in Victor 2. And 8 p.m. Central is what time I am going to be streaming there tonight. So if you guys want to stop by and say hi, please feel free to say hi. That news organization has a completely different demographics of people. I have no idea how they're gonna. I have no idea how they're gonna like. I don't even know if anyone's gonna watch it. So, and I don't know how they feel about tech. It's gonna be more of a. I don't want to say a simplified version of tech, but I want to give my thoughts, but I also want to be able to explain it to everybody who's in there. I think we're a more like knowledgeable tech community just because we're so deeply involved in it. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be my very first episode of that. It's a new channel. And again, if you guys want, feel free to check it out. But with that being said, I think that is going to be it for today's show. I do want to thank everybody for stopping by again. I want to thank everybody for supporting. You guys with the super chats are killing it. You guys really are. I appreciate it so much. I cannot thank you guys enough. I know you guys yesterday put in a bunch of donations or super chats as well, like a P40 Pro Plus fund. And I know it was kind of fun. And like, I was like, guys, stop sending super chats. But honestly, that support means the world to me. It really does, to know that we have a community and that we can talk here and just be, I don't know, just have an actual like conversation and talk about tech. And I don't know, it still surprises me how well like this is going, that we have an actual like family of tech members, and you guys can come here every weekday at 2 p.m. and know that you're going to get an hour's worth of tech, at least something to talk about. And, you know, I try to talk to everybody in chat and like have a discussion. So again, guys, I appreciate it. Before I go, if you guys have not had a chance, and I know this sounds really, I hate saying it, but like, please, it's a way to support. If you can, hit that like button. I really think it helps in that algorithm. If you are not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get notified when I'm streaming. Again, it's just a way to support. And so I'll leave it at that. I know there's a couple last chats in here, so I just want to make sure I don't miss anything that that is, you know, I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. That's what I'm trying to say. I genuinely, I said that already. Mahir says, if I get to use an Apple Watch with my Android, I would give up my firstborn. Make okay, guys. Yeah, bye guys. I see everyone here. Yeah, if you guys want, please feel free to come by tonight. Check it out. Hopefully it'll be a good show. Hopefully I can get something put together by then. But other than that, I'm leaving it there. So have a good one. Otherwise, if I don't see you tonight, come back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central, here on this channel. Same thing. We're gonna go over through an hour of tech, and that's it. So, all right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Take it easy, or I'll see you tonight. Take it easy, guys. Bye now. Oh, here we go. Bye.